Hey, awesomes. How's it going? All right. Finally worked out, I hope. So my computer issues. So this is the real me. Some of the videos you've been watching are from over the summer. Okay. So the the week 5, project 1 kind of overview video that's on the page for the week 5 overview on Canvas works. All right. I go into detail there about the importance, the team charter document, especially, and the team management documents, just all that teaming process that we've been hopefully reading about in our not only in our discussions, but also kind of just what the team charter means. Addressing and thinking about these kind of things ahead of time were very, very, very crucial and very, very important to make the rest of this process go considerably smoother. So this video, we're going to talk about the outline for Project 1. Very specifically, obviously, this is the oral brief. And so we're going to go through here. I try to keep these videos 3 to 5 minutes, so this may be a longer series, but I'll keep a track on the time. So the introduction for the entire presentation is, I don't want to say straightforward, but we want to state the credentials of each team member, explain the purpose of your presentation, including a topic description, forecast the structure of the presentation, i.e. briefly describe what each member will discuss. And I'll go into this in detail here in a minute, but this will be one person. All right, one person will kind of give the introduction. All right, so one person is going to kind of take each section, if you will, of the organization of the entire presentation. And then you have subsequent presenters. All right. So if you have 5 members, you have 4 members, you have 6, whatever, you will just break this up accordingly. All right. So each subsequent presenter then would forecast the structure of their individual, right, or the introduction of their specific part, if you will. Use slides to present no more than 4 major points means kind of in total, not necessarily per person. And then you present the related content for your particular section. What is it that you were talking about? Now, these color coding will make sense here in a minute. Use language appropriate for professional presentations. Think about who you are presenting to. And something that I think is really, really key, and we'll talk about this in greater depth soon, is handing off to the next presenter. We really want to kind of think about handing off to the next presenter, not necessarily in that newsy style of way, back to you, at the studio or whatever, but in a similar fashion. Think about the next person who's speaking after you. We need to have a transition. In other words, you just don't stop talking, and then the next person starts just talking, and there's no passing of the microphone. Next up to, now I'll hand off to our next presenter, Marianne. She's going to talk to us about boom, right? And then Marianne would say, "Thank you, Jim, for that presentation. Yes, I'll be talking to you about X, Y, and Z or whatever." And then the last person to speak, whomever that is, will then present the conclusion. Right. So you've got the one person does introduction, however many people need to do, quote unquote, the middle sections. We'll each take 1 or 2 things that they're going to discuss. And then the last person talking will then handle the conclusion. So this is kind of it at a glance, if you will, or kind of like a more of an overview. Presenter 1, and this is just an example. This doesn't mean you have to have 5 different people. This is just an example. Presenter 1 introduces the entire presentation. Presenter 2, the first main point. Presenter 2 does the second main point, so on and so forth. And presenter 5 does the conclusion. Now, here's an example breakdown, right, for the oral briefing, right? This is from our project description for the oral briefing. So the things highlighted in blue, the person for the introduction handles, right? And the things highlighted in, was it orangish color? Presenter 2, right? Those would be the 2 things that they would talk about in their section. Highlighted in yellow, presenter 3. Highlighted in green, the presenter 4 could take. And then highlighted in magenta, purple-ish, would handle that topic, right? So the things highlighted correspond with the person who's doing the introduction, or the introduction presenter, presenter 2, presenter 3, presenter 4, presenter 5. Obviously, in this example, is the person who does the conclusion. And then I break these down very